What's up, guys? It's Chris. Welcome to VHP Engines. So, I have some things I wanted to talk about, some stuff I wanted to throw out there, and I was going to wait until after I was done watching TV and then put it out there. But I figured when I'm done watching TV, I'd rather just go to bed, and it's going to take time to upload these videos, so just get cracking on that and do that now. So, also, I know normally I sit with a camera pointing at my fucking face, but I'm in my drawers and I'm not going to get dressed to make these videos, so it is what it is. We're going to see some other things. My parts and stuff laying around. Lewis's block. Hopefully we're going to get done soon. So anyway, I know that a lot of guys, or a lot of people out there, are still hesitant to buy a K-Series block off me because you're thinking, oh, it's expensive. I know it's aggravating how expensive people consider my short blocks, considering the fact that how expensive the same thing that you get from somewhere else would be if you were getting it from somewhere else other than me. Anyway, that's besides the point. The whole thing is you look at the $1,500 price tag for a short block and you think, oh, well, I still got to get ahead and I still got to buy the accessories, the oil pan, all that shit. Well, guys, I've thrown out there several times to you guys before that I have like fuck tons of K-Series accessories. I buy long blocks generally. So I have all this extra stuff, and I stash all this extra stuff, and I literally have a mountain of extra stuff, and I'm not going to throw it away, and I'm not going to give it away because I'm not running a charity here. But I figure if you're buying a fucking buying a short block for me, or you're buying a head for me, or whatever, and you need accessories, but you don't want to go dumpster diving in the junkyard and pulling shit off of an engine there to clean it up or whatnot, you can come to me. I have it. I'm ready to go, ready to sell it to you. As far as the oil pan goes, I know that everybody likes to ask for the fucking, the VTEC ones and shit that are stronger oil pans, but I don't have those laying around in abundance. I have the base model ones. Base model ones are just fucking fine. And they're completely fine to use. So if you want that, I have them. So here's what I'd be willing to offer you guys. Now, one of the problems is for me, and the reason why I haven't pushed to sell this shit a lot, or these particular items, is because if I sell them one at a time to keep it at a fair price, it's difficult because I have to consider shipping. So if I was to sell an oil pan to somebody locally, I'd sell it for $30. But I can't very well sell an oil pan for $30 and then pay like $15 to $20 in shipping, because that's just fucking ridiculous. I'm just not going to do that, which is why I'm stacking up so many extra parts, because selling these things as onesies and twosies, which I'd be willing to do, I'd have to hike up the price, So selling an oil pan, $30. If I was doing it local, if I'm going to sell it to somebody that I got to ship to, I got to charge at least $60 because I got to make some profit on this damn thing, right? So here's the thing: what helps with shipping, because the majority of the people who buy from me don't buy locally. I don't really advertise locally. I don't want to deal with the hassle. But anyway, so if I bundle everything together, put everything in one box, I'm paying that shipping rate, which is better than multiple packages, right? So if you want to get accessories off me, or even if you're not buying a short block, if you want to buy accessories because you got your block or whatever the reason, I'm willing to offer you guys the timing cover, valve cover, water pump housing, and valve cover, and head bolts. Now, normally stock head bolts, who the fuck would want those? But K-Series stock head bolts, as I'm catching up on my home performance stuff, they're pushing up to 700 horsepower. They just got 700 horsepower on a stock K20 before the head lifted and blew the head gasket. Now, and not to mention the fact that car had been running multiple years at 500 horsepower, and then it also ran in the 600s for a while before it lifted at 700 horsepower. So I feel safe saying that you're good for 600 horsepower on the stock head bolts. So if you're not trying to run a super powered engine, there's no reason why you can't use stock head bolts that are healthy. So I itemized the pricing on everything to try and keep it right. And I think that the head bolts amount to $20 of the pricing. And so I came up with $200 flat. That is, I think, like 5 items again in that little package. So it'd be a package. It would be valve cover, timing cover, water pump housing, head bolts, and oil pan. So at that point, you're not missing too much. Like, I think the rest of the shit that you'd be missing there, you would get in a kit. Like, if you're buying a new timing chain kit, I think it might come with the gear. If it doesn't come with the gear, that's something I can negotiate and throw it into. Also, the harmonic balancer, you know, the crankshaft pulley, the crankshaft pulley, keyway, and whatnot, I can also throw in. I have plenty of those. And also, because of the fact that I can so readily availably get K-Series long blocks now, even if I don't have it on hand, it's something that all I got to do is make a phone call and I can have another complete engine, you know, delivered. So even if it's something I run out of, I can restock pretty quickly and handily. So it's something I feel confident talking about because I can always keep it on hand. Yeah, so there's that. Also, guys, the RBB heads, it's something I've talked about on a separate video before, as far as these heads being drastically overlooked. Yes, there is an increase of power if you go K24, K20. It's about a 10 to 15 wheel horsepower increase if you're staying in A. But if you're boosting, man, it's not really a huge difference, right? Again, I'll point to Kenny's all-wheel drive TSX head that he had on his 8-second car. It was a Stockport TSX head, built but Stockport. All right, so these heads are clearly capable of making all kinds of power. They're real VTEC. It's going to be a huge step up in power over your base model head. So if you're a base model guy and you're looking to make a good power leap, RBB heads are a lot easier for me to find, and they're somewhat more affordable. I guess that I'd be willing to sell just sell the head as a core without touching it. Like this, you know, I'd include the valve springs retainers. This one I broke down already because I'm going to clean it up and get it ready for sale. But get a head like this, $250, you know, cleaned up or whatnot. And then, or maybe I could do 200. I think I could probably do 200, but I'd rather not do that. So I probably won't even do that at all. You know, I guess if somebody wants it, this is no core fee I'm asking to. Yeah, I think 250. 250 is fine. I'm not asking for a core. Shipping is expensive for these fucking heads. It's heavy. So 250 if you want it untouched. 300 with the valves cleaned up and new valve seals. So 300 as is with the valve springs retainers and new valve seals, SuperTech valve seals installed. I'll have pictures of this here pretty soon to show. As far as rocker arm assemblies, I've only got one VTEC rocker arm assembly right now. You know, the one that would be regular use VTEC. Of course, I have a bunch of VTEC cams. So if you wanted to go VTEC killer, you can still get the RBB head, and I could do VTEC killer setup for you, do it like that. But the rockers, you know, because these things are so interchangeable with the rocker cam assemblies, that a lot of people sell these head bare, and they sell the rockers separately because the VTEC rockers go for a pretty penny. Like, I was looking on eBay just to see how much it would be to cost me to buy a set to complete a head, and it's like $189 for the one set that I saw on there. So with that being the case, you know, most of my RBB heads don't have the rocker arm assembly. I do have it for one, but the rest of them don't. And I have 3 heads. But again, I could sell the head without the rocker arm assembly at one price, or the VTEC killer thing can be done and added on there. If people are wanting to know how much it's going to cost with cams, with the VTEC killer, all that shit ready to go, it's going to be around $700, guys. And remember, I'm not asking for a core. I'm not asking for a core charge. I have to account for shipping, and I sell the rocker arm assembly, VTEC killer rocker arm assembly with cams and cam gear for $400. So if I go any less than that, I'm literally giving the head away. But again, guys, you know, I've done the walkthrough videos on how to do the VTEC killer thing. Kyle, the K24 guy that had a base K24, made 210 on his VTEC killer assembly. He bought the rocker arms and shit from me uncut, which is a lot cheaper, and did it himself. Or you can go dumpster dive in a junkyard and piece together your own rocker arm assembly and make the cuts, and then just buy the RBB head or the core of the head. Anyway, that's just some shopping ideas. I really wanted to throw that out there with the package. I was gonna make a post. I'm gonna make a post now, and I'm just gonna use the video as a link as my picture for the thing. Yeah. So there's that, and yeah. Hopefully, see I get a box about like that size, and we can use that. I can use that to sell out all the accessories. So guys, if you're kind of you're holding back on buying a K block from me because you're worried about all the extra shit you're gonna have to get, I can get you all that stuff. It'll be a base model oil pan, but it'll be an oil pan that you can use. I have the timing cover. you know, the oil, the valve cover, the water pump housing. At that point, you know, it would be like gaskets and intake manifold and exhaust manifold. Which, if you're trying to get a performance engine, I'm imagining that you're gonna be buying an RBC and an aftermarket performance manifold. And I'm not at that point in my life where I'm selling that kind of shit yet. I also still have the Skunk 2 RBC rep. This is a 70 millimeter throttle body port that comes stock with, and all that good stuff. And I'm still be willing to sell those. Yeah, even that's the original one. I'm gonna use that thing. Like, I haven't pushed and trying to sell that locally or anything, because I'm gonna use the goddamn thing for myself if it doesn't sell. Because I've got a couple builds that are bouncing around in my head that I'm planning on doing as ideas, and I'll most likely be either using a base model K24 head or a RBB, because I have so many and nobody are buying them. So I'd like to make use of them. All right, guys. So that's it for this one. I have a couple other things planned, but I think I'm only gonna do one more tonight, just because it's a short one, and I've been meaning to do it for days. So I'm gonna throw that out there and call it quits. All right, guys. Peace. Social media links in the description down below. And remember, Patreon's there, guys. If you guys want discounts on the things, you sign up for Patreon. Even a low subscription as $1 a month will get you a decently significant discount on things. Of course, the discount also varies by total cost. Lower dollar items under $1,000, you know, generally a 10% discount. Anything above $1,000 is more like a $100 discount or whatnot. So anyway, if you're talking about, if you're asking me for prices and my shit's still coming off a little bit high, you might want to consider doing the Patreon jump on, because like I said, again, even as low as $1 a month can get you discounts. So as little as $12 a year, guys, you could be getting significant discounts, especially if you plan on buying with me more than once. Also, the last thing I want to throw out here too, if you've made it to the end of the video, you probably haven't, but whatever. At least the people I'd be talking to probably haven't. If you're a serial window shopper with me, like if you're constantly asking me for prices but you never buy anything, I'm gonna start ignoring you, because that shit gets aggravating. You know, get messages all hours, day and night, and I don't delete my conversations with people, so that way I can track all that shit. And to see conversations going back for years that people ask me for things and then never coming through, that's, you know, I'm gonna start ignoring those people. Those people are just gonna get left on red, and eventually I'm gonna fucking mute them. All right, guys, so thanks for watching, and peace.